Christian dogma, reconstructing cultural evolution all across the globe, modernizing blind faith, obedience, civilians, paying homage to powers that be, helping mysticism that accounted for 95% of their optimism, wax set of crutches, keep them on 2 feet, half confident, anonymously on themselves, constant seeking salvation, promise dwell on verifiable existence, chaos, never receive any contribution, just limits, balance, split off, and exercise, believe yourself, and individually bobble compassion towards a recycled bullshit, stop asking and bitch your cut. And we are all programs, put on a slow jam, grab your favorite bottle of cancer, steak, reminisce, relieve your stress, and sit the fuck down. Earth the turmoil, continue with your prosecute mind, scramble on national centralized governing controls, and don't stop, bitch, the beating to worldly frustration, brought to a forefront, it's time for biological nuclear warfare to rule. All what to do now but confess your religious sacraments, actual old twins, even in time to spare, now aren't they? So say a prayer, slaves gonna take a miracle, 10 million superheroes, a world of self-deception, dollars and cents for this shit to go away, it's reality. And the supernatural can't be considered fiction if you already live a life, fuck pacifying, denying possibilities, proper do all certainty seems inconclusive, forever denial, substantial proof of uses after a pile of bullshit, just nothing the evidence, stock and barrel funded by the President, approved organic negotiation, World Trade Organization, elite groups, sponsor inflation, imperialistic exploitation, relay to CNN, another half-ass broadcast, never ceases to make y'all fail to read between the fine lines. Manipulate to believe one voice, one choice, work voters, campaigns, and frustrate down the drain, so decision-making coupled with family ties. Fucking lies, you motherfuckers, feed to me. But this is just the beginning. Deception not ending. Now is attractive as empowerment on a global scale. Go to hell. So most of you tell me when I question motives, those souls, remarks, and interacting attempts made a bond, got my fellowship with my people. So I'm pissed off at the evil, categorizing to find identifiable self, not feeling fully comfortable, well vulnerable, containing ultimate sin. The Bible claims forbidden. Yeah, it was written. However, its translation perpetuates absurdity. How we fall in this trap in the first place. No mystery. Check your birthday numbers and race. Just another statistic placed in any given location. Not integrated a great deal of skin color variation. Acceptable world models. Shape and size humanity's predecessor can easily target a high-class audience for an economic boost so powerful, socially impossible, poverty line, considering obstacles evolved to recoup from the offense the opposition has to offer. See, this awareness shit makes me tense and overreacting to circumstances. The stage of the game prepares me for a future has in store. It's the only way I can maintain when hearing aggressive propaganda coming out of mouths of priests and playing dominant factor, discipline, spiritual guidance to their followers. Impact created similar to that, a relationship between students and cult leaders, full-time advocates, and pro-devotion working together, eventually bring a position of power to their teacher, feeling obligated morally to fulfill those desires that couldn't possibly be reached unless unification establishes suburbia, where we have volunteers representing middle-class community using deception as a stepping stone to appeal to the mass. Like Night of the Living Dead, one by one following each other in orderly fashion, invading homes, coming equipped with indispensable weaponry. They aid your brain already, yet far from impenetrable. Is this force that can very easily be brought to a halt if only people began to think for themselves for a change? Drastically rearrange current state, beat those robots mercilessly into submission, whether Christian or Jehovah Witnesses your front doorstep pretending to be on God's side. Beware of false prophets who try to divide us, tie us into conflict, to disguise trust as some form of divine necessity. As questionable as history is, bottom line, we are all human, nothing more, nothing less, and you are all victims. This is the most provocative series of secrets exposed since all subconscious realization idea was proven to be not in one's apprehension for those who are most susceptible to willingly give in to ideals in an entirety. If given easily enough for method of glamorization utilized by ones who recognize present conditioning forced upon humankind for some time now, it's inevitable your complex ethical systems unravel. There's nothing more than an idea far-fetched, far from first step to rehabilitation of deprived essence, primarily responsible for rationalizations and abrupt realizations of implications, investing uncertainty, or at least acknowledging tampering existing in this complicated web of reality they create with no regard for who's affected, disastrously harmed, neglected, far too subliminally executed to even enter in a realm of slight momentary contemplation, fuck debating between escaping a complex core barricaded by dilemmas, confusion, ignorance, and finally duality, completing continuous cycle of artificial fundamentals growing like tumors in a similar scenario when physical form is boxed in. Theological fixations surrounds the individual when premature and pure. Invisible force fields eternally put limitations on growth expansion, mentally essential for psychological development, then conforming to a claustrophobic paranoia which will erode the shield. And when the feeling of nakedness is disclosed, it's a whole new world when unclothed, stripped of original garment, making way for a more productive unit in an economic rat race. See, it's all relative before a disease spreads. It must corner what's capable of overcoming oppression, addressing illusion, confessing of wrongdoing, admitting, departing from a dominant world perspective, revealing a mirage, and smother their potential of rising to the occasion with compelling vision and explicate with precision what's hidden under these conditions, persistently submitting to disturbances that are only effective in giving benefit of acknowledgement, selected by us respectively as flesh and bone, clone the next man's action, pampered a uniform, cradle to grave, population control, modern day enslavement for anyone who does not obey. Not to say if versus lifestyle didn't seem appealing, promising, or even glorious. But what can you look forward to when brain tissue is slowly but surely swelling? Then again, this is not the issue we're under, or is it? Place first in educational prison, then graduating to more constant electromagnetic radiation absorbances emitted in workforces. Of course, everyone's prone to environmental viruses. These studies were failed to be validated by all reliable sources when Enlightenment period should have dominated all the fake shit. But what's real is proliferation of industrialization. It appeals to all of us, so fucking feel me.
Perverts looting for a profit, possessing problematic properties, using only partially practical methods of operation, while the invisible hands pitching probabilities. Some introducing nominal forces to increase their probable survival. Some buzzing Mother Nature liable to get struck by an asteroid within the next 5 minutes. Falsification, updates, stick men drawn into dreamscapes, rationalizations, defending the underlying obvious oblivion. Your mind's coke and that crew cat, and that's you strapped by the pulse setting light. No hundred depths, your bones and rights don't breathe. The breath of significance left. Don't know where our favorite difference is definitely inside. You see it, put the wagon before the horse, and on top of that, your wagon only got 3 wheels. Your whole setup steals the basic quality of human existence and seals the fate of our coming generations. And over colonies and space stations and Earth's powers not even solved. The fuel and power should afford real for that wagon for your mechanized humanity. Sitting at the edge of the abyss, a futuristic wasteland filled with suffering and famine, technological advancements continually creating new needs and consumption, most are necessary, but I'm still planning. And as I clear myself through this illusion, fuel grease up and sludge and mechanized slaves, I can still feel the ionizing radiation and high frequency waves. Knowing this is highly conditioned, technologically sophisticated culture has been programmed to pursue its own destruction. Every day I'm facing the same question, should I take action, or just put it myself and do nothing? I'm just trying to survive. I'm just trying to survive. See, I got a lot to give. I'm just trying to survive. See, I surrounded in certain ways. I'm not a competitive human being. I'm trying to educate myself, because I know that I got this stuff. See what's really going on. You see, it's the people in power. They wanna hold us down. They wanna hide the truth and use the knowledge against us. But see, I'm on the right path. I'll be the one with the last laugh. Maybe someday, but see, I don't know. One day, maybe it'll all be different. Doesn't matter.
Mind control experiments put on by the CIA, body slaying formations of moon and stars to represent night fuck day. They come out in broad daylight, not to hunt but seek their prey. Spirit rests in the head, believe it, they'll have ya. The nighttime, that is. It's when they get you. Apocalyptic visionaries, dressed in uniforms just like yours, roaming residential areas, playgrounds, name it, they got her hell bound. Sacred documents, a festive route of operations, carefully plotted in headquarters. And they heard there was a small population attempting to obstruct their defectors. Too unkeen on true tactics soon to be applied. Who'll decide to bring their children to homes and lock them in when the sun don't shine? Heard of what glitches megalomaniacs and holy waters laced with cyanide. Last week at Sunday Mass, suicide rituals and baths, based in church basements, mutilated remains are beautiful, not victims as examples of crafters afflicted by swords and the gifted with swords and Christian mourning parents and atheists combined. You can't find any physical evidence to depict legally who to accuse, whose body, mind is big, place, constant, the verb itself, the same as being burned before, held mental slavery, got them all caved, and people still think they're free. Vermont balls all executed, numbers met control, deluded ones that had the balls to claim they were non-believers and ghosts and ghouls. Blatant fools for seat thought transplants, beginning a tab till now, about to be decoded, only this time force of pressure inflicted, led for tracing to the corpse's message, to average comprehend and imagine, don't got shit on them. No heroes and microchip leaders needed to retrieve seats of evil, nation of utter delinquents, usually to circuit worship Satan and TV could release it on the streets, parties to apprehend those no desire to be with Jesus. Their descendants are coming to an end. Stigmatized for psychosurgery, we're all replicants, rejected, later in following, results in laboratory after abduction during brain implant insertion, rebellion, disappeared, model citizen, created a steer, displaying forward a close living organism, Christian born again like shadows in the night, hid from the river, all rounded up like the cattle. Bad ones will be dismembered for limb, for levels to adapt social management capability, can't reel in the currency, so get ready. They're coming to a town area. Praise Almighty might be amazed down sits never being inside. System more phenomenal than any wonder what they're fucking assume.
Put on by the CIA, body slave formations and moon and stars to represent night fuck day. They come in broad daylight,
Distractions remain extracted by way of forcefulness, exertion, out of my being, by the time of seeing large cliff pressure point being eons away until it comes back inshore. Make sure I enter my certainty so assets but stir friction, immediately decimate or remain inland till bird's eye view secure enough to take a while and leap to conscious one to seriously to figure dining internally. Avoiding the preoccupied purpose, it was not a limited attention purpose, needs much beyond my prevention, so I made a baby mother nature's stomach till I killed the bitch. Well, settled heavy conception with her and smother with the plastic for boarding wrath of the beast's guardians. First shall father them, prevent planetarians, forever make examples of worthless you all engage in attaining. Explanation not possible, protect your own domain, legs not an obstacle, test capability, fills them in, have stages, some is taken for translating, sure, concepts, mentally preoccupied, dramatization of actuality, context, Christians evokes the way. The reach to ideas, such equality, liberation, hate, love, rejected, overcast over all the above, expressed by opposite region, collective, set, tripping, quick to grab, man-made that device, and fears the grades of that upon other things, sharing fucked up positions, instead of objective fear inside nucleus of hearts leads this course, unification of the word in this imaginary circle, much past the word of emotional thought, free flowing, contaminator from almanati, fussed through core problems, barricading purity, renting concentration, evolving a mangled sense of security, tangled at the surface on occasion of clouds of confrontation, defend my rumbles according, lethal indoctrinated peasants, transmitting blank receivers out of private network, the work structures, things, range, compassion, spit, soda, pediments, selective weather permission, to sever the bits of understanding, sitting not standing, remain serene, spontaneous, seek envy through their planning, the walking dead sea to detect metaphysical implications, fast migration, self-indulge, simple factors of the program to inspect how my outside action differ from mood swings reacted upon by humans settling for fundamental reality. One undivided attention capture humans fall to the rapture, their proceed as lines to find the signs of powers to be convinced intrigue. But for most of them look upon as a specimen, letting time take away, not using energy to my advantage, unresourceful, uninspired, deteriorating lifeline needs to be revived. All in all, you're mesmerized, I'm unaffected by these fresh suggested advice, fall deep to clutch of normality, beginning to upset. I'll simply illuminate the struggle, project a shadow upon your eyes, disguise an outsider's conscientious socialist, catch up and contradicting through conversation, unravel conflict, confusion. You want to call me capitalist, and capacity to examine only generalize my kind, to reconstruct your politics after categorizing wrongfully, then realize you epitomize stupidity, willingly recognize paradox infesting before disease dies. Abruptly, devastating egos, and it must be accomplished in order to balance defense mechanism, cut a string of consistency, adapt through powerless, transmitting exclusively to me when babbling high intensity rise, you fouling malfunctions, orchestrating planets, and when interference hereditary, from time you witness your robot parents engage frustration, every root's aggravation seeming to good in defeat in that supposed situation. Most intimidation factors usually certainty far more powerful done silently than verbally. I will eternally influence people since they sound the thing before preaching, reaching equivalency to listen life that starts with itself. Intervention ideology may correspond, hesitation to block off balance, away positivity, reason the top of your thought process drops because you're brainwashed. You must lock the past and occasion, escape engage memories, evolve not decline, solve missing link that prevented you from reaching happiness in time. I'll resign as a father revolution, redesign the Constitution until America is sick and dig until swallowing his pride to bleed forth the system once depriving generation of man, woman, and child light years ahead of one's own peace of mind before sense of responsibility entered relevance, decreasing 20 years off lifespan. I stand the sole survivor after you all decay on top of the mountain, on outside, none inside. I'm maintaining detachment to all activity that surrounds me. I found you accidentally with the others at rock bottom, stirring up friction in my ocean of thought. And although I'm too self-secure to watch, continue to disintegrate, authority won't stop till you sink, you fucking schmucks. External dreamscape, distraction driven, extracted by way of forcefulness, exertion out of my being, from time over seeing large cliffs, pressure point being eons away until it comes back inshore, make sure I enter my certainty so assets but stir friction are immediately decimated. Unification of the word in this imaginary cycle, much past the wharf motion of thought, free flowing yet contaminated from all monotony, flushing through core problems, barricading purity, friendly concentration, evolving a mangled sense of security.
Fundamental efficient unity.
With her mind still in this bitch, what? Gotta do her.
Mind-altering preoccupations can be a horror under stressful conditions. More like corrupt main functions, insert an abnormal state of affairs, interfere in frustration, giving compulsions and addictions, immeasurable embracement lays foundation based for basic unconditional love. Not a quality possessed by anyone, just signifying obsessive behavior patterns. Those accused must have been pampered during childhood and adolescence, escaping privation by taking easy route. No sympathy for pansies, things don't go your way, time for self-evaluation. Misdiagnose your disease to hurt contentment, most importance remains unrecognizable after resentment's completed its course successfully. Now when aroused you can freely penetrate your genitals. The off intention is disrupted by sensation of release, yet only a minor distraction, and rarely see relief. More prevalent is humiliation after the fact, acknowledging only one's own acts of stupidity. Trading life as a constant struggle, waking up hungover, feeling incomplete as an entity, deviating from happiness and peace. Nobody should be held accountable for uncontrollable actions. Remember, men are machines, so rejoice, counteracting on airs. Only dig yourself a bigger ditch in turn. Motivation must be grabbed by the ball so advancement can begin. Awaken, walk righteous path, grab others on the way. Tell them wholesome family values ain't shit. They're protecting you from consuming accurate information in such a context is painfully convincing. However it exists, it appears telling you what's in your best interest. Tell me, are you interested in learning about immortal repression? Nah, well, too fucking bad. I'm gonna tell you ass anyway. Motherfuckers like me got the plug pulled on us. From Universal Capital, Time Warner to MCA, don't blend in, but my shit'll never go cliche. I feel commercial appeal is not sustainable. You can't be achievable with proper marketing schemes. Fuck waiting on a record deal. Use creative control independently, cause CEOs are out to steal your soul. Visualize anger, it's a worldwide sickness. Observable through eyes and once contributing to the chaos at hand. At times I question people's fascination with inducement, violence, and self-rage, cutting the lifespan short. How long can we carry a chip on the shoulder before obtaining life-threatening illness? No time left to reflect on how it could have been prevented. At this stage of the game, most of us are near suicidal, all adding up to a pointless endeavor into this unpredictable cycle which contains no hopefulness unless anticipation is accepted. Situation can go either way, don't take rejection to heart. Tomorrow's another day. For improvement, I'm emphasizing its importance now more than ever. If you're whenever I for consolation to someone who takes a shit for granted, if anything, expel them from your realm and concentrate on discovering your own soul ingrained within the embodiment. Towards where labor fuckers put themselves to accumulate bullshit is killing me, especially when they got the nerve to be critical of how I make a living. One-dimensional logic is spitting in my face, and tolerating this behavior is a gradual process, but only realistic resolution to reach tranquility, being the key to all aspects of serenity. Should not be acknowledging crabs in the bucket to feel a whole world is on the shoulders, when in actuality they just been smothered with warmth all their lives to know the difference between Disneyland and Wall Street. But get to the real world, son. Join the army, be all you can be. Fuck those hypocritical, despicable, inconsiderate, two-faced individuals who'll call themselves your parents. Stay submissive until they pass, grab inheritance money and laugh. Start a groundbreaking solo enterprise, don't trust a damn soul. Learn to separate friendship from colleague, reveal the realness and stay true. I wanna just decentralize your ass so you have minimal audience to pass on this form of generalistic symbolic categorization method used to label robots and pawns. The puppet masters controlling humans gotta be disarmed, gotta be. I wanna just decentralize your ass so you have minimal audience to pass on this form of generalistic symbolic categorization method used to label robots and pawns. The puppet masters controlling humans gotta be disarmed, gotta be, gotta be. On the American pill, they saying God we trust, but I'll be damned if the motherfuckers put me in the cut for a means of capitalism. I capitalize on transcending nationalism and its destructive path risen by those elite adversaries. Temperament flares temporarily stare my downfall out of eye when stooping to minor levels of delinquency. Irrationalities travel slow before quickly thinking realistically. At times lethal with main ambition for a slight moment in time seems to be overthrowing members of the Pentagon, partners in crime, securing ultimate illusion on to the 0-1. Smack myself silly for even slightly lowering to idiocy. It could never happen, so why test American dream? Being international credibility, incredibly synthetic accomplishment, leaning on phony recognition for stability. I wanna just decentralize your ass so you have minimal audience to pass on this form of generalistic symbolic categorization method used to label robots and pawns. The puppet masters programming humans gotta be disarmed, gotta be.
When technology and science put their peak lines, when those become accustomed to defeating disasters, artificially public health hazards crack no more than what they are to be eventually, as long as political comfort is sheltered, people in modern day Columbus' legs come to the rescue while bombarded with fancy humanoid trans newspapers, breakfast table, reading tutorials about the favorite superheroes, left, right, wing, just later, market revelations, stable comedies, mass school kids, and something's offering, installed with zero. It's good to get away from all the madness besides indoor environment, fashion, seatbelt, out of the guy, daily exploitation, some robotic fast drops, zero toxic nuclears, bears, and account, bears, both offspring, get mandatory to make aware. Believe it or not, those souls and breathing zombies, left making attempts, transcend authority, acquisition, I know 7 rules, systems of the 5% of problems remaining fully lived from dawn to dusk, and vice versa. I sleepwalk through a man-made past, seeking not only unadulterated adventure, but my Amazon, and then I saw the bitch. Burn from a daydream, too realistic to be a victim imagination, motion forward towards a continuous destination, camouflage, trying no sound, brain startling, thrust of fear upon our species, because those ones you can trust, choosing to dismiss are responsible for tampering with the lively condition from family operating structures that fit your line needs of homo sapiens that will migrate down yonder, but they feel like tradition. As a young and I used to read about both ways, position with the cartels, me does allow my curiosity run wild, current buff halts and revolutionary before its times, and all culture bears still very much attacking the plants, net full effect is on a dissect soul, physical trace, nug level, so penis trace, vendor street, roots, subliminal reconciliation, over keep both in check. Taking all this account, I chose not to apprehend this creature, attention period mysterious to me, an outcast to all and any who venture down this treacherous terrain that I now outline, citing some shadow, usually any temporary categorization, slash confessing on wasting half your life on ideal education, surfacing realization of brutal truth, contributing to personal infatuation with the unexplained, exhibited a mirage, flip side fear included as poetry in motion, manifest your brilliance to optimists, in an instance not following the rule, and more ways of one from both sets of oppressed sections, a faint clue what worldly is a fear possible consequence of engaging speculation, for me to remain settled yet evident in all aspects of positioning. How liberating is the thought of having sex with a conservationist as weathering sunrise, I woke in my bed naked in a fucking puddle of nut.
Let me tell you the story about the library girls who went down in abundance to the library to study for the school project. They rented some books out, but obviously didn't utilize their time properly, because before they knew it, the books were already due. And believe it or not, their knowledge stopped until they got the new books, and then they just got shot.
Story about one of those breads I think we're all familiar with. Ready? Okay, let's go. There's a night in the town. Not your average rendezvous with social prosperity and stereotype used to dignify, collect, produce, mind, produce monk on that he's therapy, because peace of mind, he's clarity, instead of entire spiritualities, hopeless girls and boys wait for escort teas to casually analyze IDs. All parties are blamed for excusing insanity, and absurd on the forms to born again Christians substituting momentary pleasure with visions, all creating their own fantasy. Get in the emblem with the pot to pissing upstairs. Unaware of their stunned growth, somebody even take hold to clear road of consciousness. We can black it by gloomy paths. Walk on this path, purpose EC, extended victim, clutch with wrath, fucked in the ass, aesthetic structure, target mass media, conceptual way of expression, things what's supposed to be punishing fear and anger, but better understanding is crumbling back to its foundation once built upon. Right before innocence engaged in visions, testing limits, flirting with vanished and gone, didn't plan it on this night to have last dance with a woman whose life story is written in a song that bore me to the point of manic depression. Remembering these incurable infections, contaminated inside essence, although it wasn't sapphires and diamonds, rubies, destiny, desert rage, and demon George, you premature and escapade, test the rage, even though she's at war. With every day,
inside the bar. I'm sitting with Jack Daniels, watching from afar, get to be elated beyond control of self. She was fated foolishly by choice, stuck in a hole voluntarily. But I could hear her cry for help. Belch on the stagger nonchalantly, allow me to read between the fine lines, but after tonight they would haunt me. I'm in a position where I want to be. I see her flaunt these flashes of concessions, overrated by decay of judgment, and a smoke ingested second affair was a condition, and she was destined to make her presence aware. Over repetitive was reference, attention, courtesy, self-insecurity, flirty, worthy, and impossible, perfect early stages game, level 1, I stand track, and doesn't pay physical appearance, incoherent, by ignorance, fall, persuasion, demands, my observation, man, our fear, reject, resistance, stage, corner of my eye, commit to be only clear, observer, accomplice during the matter. To me, most heinous crime, I play this in my mind, as one member, reminiscent, knows this is hell-fine, reason, just receive, reject, later happen, not accept, disregarding, horrific, past act, reality, pointing out, believing, intervening, my thought process, and prospering, like when gentlemen cog block the rest for an honoring, oh yeah, she wore an invisible sign, the red free pussy, while I'm naked, the eye, and I was blind to see the slaughtering, defacing of a being on purpose, defeating, still monitoring, she was bothering me, tear powering the dance floor. Needs to be your saving ass for a favor that caters likely properties. That's more probably taking behavior that's past your time as well as mine. Rewind to the present, watch modern day apocalypse. Find a mind, but it's not contribution willingly. But still can see that fragrance complete the trilogy of social destruction all in one facility. Mess of physical illness coincides and intertwines with combustion development, so I make the assumption that it'll kill us much sooner than later. The rumors of later send as they infest, clog up this battlefield circumference. Now representatives from the home team move in on the girl's subconscious. A world of constant need for lust and materialism keeps shitting on us, but must it be this way of greed was not the main factor that arms us dangerously with weaponry. Weekly, a long history this goes back centuries, not self-idolizations, a fiercely protective state of envy. True enemy was failed to be spotted on this night. Remedy was a fist fight, rightfully so. Twice this fellow received a blow to the midsection who was grinding with the odor provoker, felt lessened his chances of will to be with a hoe begging. After his obstacle took a tumble, now his boys want to rumble a large sum. This frothing, she got the upper hand. Crowds opposite gender expand. You never planned to attract a crazy man with a gun. I ran toward jealousy, personification, wishing fate upon anyone. For me was never tempting, but before I had a chance to save her from murder, one the club turned vacant and found myself holding just a memory turned sacred entity. See, she was laying motionless in my arms, and to this day I still wonder why I didn't run with the others and contribute to lost generation statistic, a misfit, a blind nation. And when I'm dreaming, I hear her screaming in fright, and when I wake in a cold sweat, blankets grip tight, all I can do is just spank it. Before if in my dreams, she might as well have been my wife. Fantasy of mine turned from intellectual girl to a brainwashed bitch lost in a questionable world. An unbalanced insight. Call me confused, paranoid. Yeah, right.
This is what it's like when children gather around the campfire. Oh, God's peasants. Cocksuckers. Extremely disgusting, dirty, so much so it's almost inconceivable to be believable. Such a setting is livable for a narrator to draw crowds. But as I start to prepare shrouds of smoky clouds containing atmosphere, I capture mere glimpses of shadows and sense curiosity stirring near. Unsurprised by response, all I can do is think of what's to come. A lady's bold, get done, and once they realize all eyes young and fully concentrated, eludes me all their fears that are unbelievable, overrun by corny ghost stories. Their folks told them not my vision, treat bundle up small feebles in throw mode. I was greeted by parents 40 and older with the dogs. Kids must be in the house, tucked in. They quickly exchange formulas. Story be as old and supposedly wise will not soon forget. Everybody gather around close to get exposed to toxic contaminant you plant in my backyard. You can figure your own poison level statement have a frozen with a sad animal material like a slave master. My facts are tightly packed, limited time last followed by natural disaster. These are bad for time. I've been wondering all years. One of a dry passing how was longer strong cause your firm fast clears words friends and fence you find lash plus or blast something nuts. Sick as snuff for all up here to the firm money you praise. Don't be amazed discuss you're really up there. Time to share close encounters, death compare fate to a goal and stuff their trespass or gay trap change worldly state was test devil's rep. I want a mental feel majority wars will stay quiet as Kevin's more store lifetime adventure trouble you sucker center staircase devil of death metal restless ST before conquering these shadows close my soul personal diary inquiries of unimaginable verbal hurt passion loves to share young and old and applying holds on Satan's bed this long set mesmerized castle called level cloud 9 destiny's virtually impossible to find due to man's natural self defeat and shit is my preserved values. So even though he's a danger bad he's still a smart lad wishes frequently follow plans of locked off his messengers readers notice no silos mirrors breaks that stand in nearby warp located by way of path connected to residence basement home field advantage personifies the healing of emptiness at this point town foundation barren becomes envious. Our structure assault from a creep purposely splits out looks at the nation home our own degrees of government regulation to benefit more considered descendants opening earth and UFOs examining in my dome bringing Erica Blade legally skills now battles which are legal for me to be soul scientists participating in saving health hazards proclamation skyrocketing mind-boggling numbers. I'm waiting for a miracle to corrupt the reign supreme by Venus atmosphere transport imperial but a parallel force that lean to find to say the least teams of schools of radioactive
of livelihood seen a fool for the first time down in the pool. Sewage is charged by industrial waste. Now me against you guys. True lives in any case, whether there's a race, fording, tiptoeing, and warning. Who dies? Fisher cornering, flowing, rock configurating, nucleus, flowing, and a link for my purpose for raining water world that's disguised by a service code of PCBs and pesticides. As a DDT electrified, I probably by experience. I recognize STDs are more likely to reach up above and known not as fatal immediately. I'd rather be a lady trivial pursue conveniently. For those less informed, mess-informed environmentals requires normally conform without needing to be a mercy of swindlers with a higher degree to rely on suppliers of high-tech instrumentation. Capital keeps rotating around cycle of outsiders, halts regularly scheduled activity like menstruation. Heavily armed and dangerous or dangerous stations, swimming and inspecting lakes and derailing channels, shut up tunnels back in the harbor, the conception agent every day myself. In affliction, suspicion of good and evil stay the same way, resistant crossing paths, barely vision, gray, colorblind, or only organic compounds, aka united souls, reach common grounds of color variations. Under estimation has never been the way of expressed concern for intelligent deviant tactics capable of any life form. All it takes is savage spice to storm up and born again. Inspiration takes toll on sin, briefly release me from the threshold to seize the best of old soldier violently. I'm sick and tired of getting caught in the crossfire and acquiring backlash of trash and deformities formed by the breeze exerted on normalities and ass cracks. Despicable display considerization, sap factions done without contraries, mobilization for rivals, and using as troops to unmask the allies, disguise spies, having workers infiltration, work against my nation, demise, surprise attack. When the smoke cleared, all was left was 10 dogs and cats, birds were fought from the actual 5 bodies tightly wrapped, white sack sheet, deceased paths of rats. Those lucky enough to react on contact or quickly learning true meaning for survival fast. Trying to approach their destination, the distinct yell comes back, sounds to me like help. Hard to sympathize though, because it's every man for himself. Every man for himself. Since early infancy, they give us the fucking choice in this goddamn system. Left or right, good or bad. Take your goddamn choice and be happy, asshole. Unfortunately, the way she be is that the adults keep running away from the brutal realities and the children remain doomed. She ain't hardship, bitch.
Glitterize, nigga.
Fuck motherfuckers.
Yeah, doggy dude.
Casualties created during crossfire at an early age inevitably return to beginning of time as they know what to collect and resume a piece of the puzzle, connect, and conclude to solve this mystery. Soul being unlocked remains small, much more than plotting soul to death. Subsequently, spirits dwell in an ideal condition, premature decision result in conscious based actual consensus by fictional savior before first step. And finally, cascaded, be completely guidance, exposing momentary joys, invited adult leader relevance until comprehension sets in. Next level presence would be evaluated systematically. Sound of penitentiary filled with inmates, nature recognizes 5 to 11. Outside surroundings comprise a collection, pre and lesser volumes, plus the one guided presiding with the help of Luke Guardian, only to speak for the master structures of objection personified by way king of the castle during winter, summer, it's monkey in the middle, fall, on spring, there's rock fights in the schoolyard, in this land of riddles, purposely designed by mass media. Raising me yet so young and naive, bloopers, present day matrimony with time. Thought of escape as asinine, and cruising perseverance, sons from rape with the little daughters, 25 of life, dude, we waiting, call from above, course, most of them taking their own lives. Also leave average, turtle struggles, take a short, figured hiding, mangling, zone formation, abundance, frustration, escalating, shrink, dejections, and the death, uncanny, posting errors of teens, driven mental imprisonment. Open doors for the first passion, we have adulthood, reminiscence, during their life experience, follow one after the other, being programmed themselves with the grand scheme, screen napkins, keep your house barricades, help this law become an actuality. Let it be known it works in universe favors, long doesn't see period of majority, with numbers of controlling population could backfire, and higher expectancy, retaliation, future consideration, suicidal tendencies as your child will repeat his history middle age, essence is molested, itself is combusting with rage. Realism is nothing but theoretical compassioners with only valid eyes beholders. So many ways analyzed life, the most compulsory take for granted planner was repulsive distraction, contributing needs pain corresponding to subview, flesh bone categorized itself, uses finds by better half-ass mommy, daddy, the Kimball, the simple way to say gotta have faith, any personal problems festered, turn to the structure crafted, enter side allower, superhuman spirit your own visibly side and invisibly track your opposites, the mere curiosity elements came out of nothing more just emblem for lost cause, representation, transformation, enhanced cause, mentally generated martyrs, instead of the ego's the epitome, self-destruction surprisingly. Jesus forefathers come from hers like cliches, stays constantly, but simplicity your brain acquisitor, the tide strain of overexertion, you can't handle perverse and trankles, one's own inadequacy, humanization, bombarded by outside being totally overseeing its primary nature. So our markets are flooded with makeup, putting a wholesale equipment in the mirror for the paranoid pretty girls and boys as if only those who want to see and believe it's fantasy. priest devised compromise for all peasants and watch him nurture your soul by unraveling his layers, accumulative strings and misconceived purpose for existence, caressing roots of feelings, understanding desires of fears, tears, flares, the years misunderstood, emotional resource utilized, forgiveness, pleader on your knees due to loneliness while concentrating on and contemplating sins. Are you scared shitless your own individuality, sags a slave to the man upstairs, now it's kindly to suck his dick? And hope you escape from petty predicaments, even detrimental fellow man weight on your shoulders. Never let the time of death, you always be a human, lived or present after all. Ordinary life experience with lots of fragmentary, unclear, nostalgic days, daydreams replace meditation, no self-dignity. Take it grounded for granted, double garage your conscious, some of those lost plan of global relevance. People just love to set limitation, though it exists, motivation, confidence shifted slightly as time went on, as pawn throughout duration. Dim recollection, the moments of dwelling. Look around you, everyone's living cliche. What if? Not as if their past can find you. Adulthood encompasses several worldly disasters. Math ever equals entire adventure, confusion, good live, death, illusion. Time is faster, let alone two secure under one set of rules. Man and woman declare a unit, create daughter or son, as well as the next tool to fall into entrapment. And with deliberate gratification of destiny underwear their atmosphere. That's why children cry. This word I use as you is breathing and can only heal the wounded.
Emerging from extensive investigation, finalized conclusion comes to people awareness and self-realized over redundantly painting and fear. It's all vitalized perfection was a fashion way to be the exchange off gratification, sharp edge blade, what's like a past experience, like before sensitivity, force, all like premature ejaculation, 6 deep with thin fabric shades that penetrate easily, measly weak. Evidently, this bystander facing ongoing tight round cyber to my faculties, attribute to past drive, big to speak, and conference self-esteem. Her so good as so sure to future destination goals, kinda makes me feel human and can expectations ain't shit really. Especially quality time spent amongst not luxury, while the soul called peers were constantly dead in great atmosphere. What appears to be phony achievement, quote unquote, version man according says even where LA. Stumps feel too comfortable from ungood, the no deep down these evils can never defeat them. Humming on the crew, become my pleasure, or go out to a destination, hesitate to engage people's competitive weight. Sorry, you'll never see me coming with a vengeance zombie. Walking, not running times, now reduce energy expenditure while creeping ability find affection by avoiding most you trying to see on my life, cause I have the bitch I don't remember. And you maintain strife on outside work, that you compare credential my years of hiding and selfish years, very self-designed to keep me impressed and say fuck what you major in. I stay in solitary confinement, voluntarily not hiding, in fact hibernating. Basic converts from conflict is not what it seems, so I'll be afraid as well as on the thinking I try to fit in network computing systems, industrial economics, fucking methodical, so can be surrounded by non-philosophical insiders looking inward, awkward, the underlying assumptions, preconceptions, self-reducibility, corruption, and defining what's designed socially. Fake ass linemen won't be politicians, benefit down on the parameters, lead the sign of me manifesting for I realize deep inside those mechanized creations like human beings, live for transformation, levels of the Great Depression around the same guidelines, put spirituality in the mind. But this time direction won't be fall on the rise, the occasion of place and time bombs, these facilities are with more divine power and justice will devour the manholes of holders, scum after man-made structures scattered, just a shower globally revitalizing the walking dead, when truth unfolds.
And then after your shelter has been completely decayed beyond repair, washed away with the rest of the once pathetic, now decomposed matter, there will be no more hiding behind illusions, or all amongst them missing, alongside sewage floating along road ahead to biodegrading. These fragments spotted in your local gutter, all you can rely on for memories. Victimized, you're still handing out resumes to Big Brother, smothering yourself with guilt and stupid ass pride, while I'm still sitting on my lazy ass, focusing on options, weighing and balancing. Hence the diversion to cribs, that's the ability differentiating humane qualities from yours are all too evident, just ignored, classified as your average ego trip, which is a common occurrence yet it's more than meets the eye, playing a major factor in roles of tampering with society's consciousness. Motherfucker, well aware of how underachievers tick, but it'll make you believe that the existence of misconceptions of pitch, how ignorance of pets, I'm catching up to your ass if I was a race against time, couldn't capitalize my disposition like initially intended, obeying laws of lives who employing higher, so I set the government housing on fire as a response, showing you it's not necessary requiring degrees to make a difference in this world. Priority number one is prospering with 1 down and 2 to go and receiving into my offering. Who would know you run as possible presidential candidate turned out to be short-lived, now hopes and dreams are too down the drain. You simply opposed the road to schemes, gave up too easy, had to do it really old-fashioned way. But passion then fades away quickly from a superficial mentality, and third step to graduating naturally is recognizing where lost time has been. Now together we can both defeat the inner devil. All it takes a little dedication and
cooperation with one another, it can be achieved easily. Once you realize I can completely sympathize, don't be surprised next time I make an example out of your former companions who assist in them nothing to help you fantasize. Can't decide now whether to continue on a righteous path or live problematical. Temptation must be resisted. That is, if joining forces desire my brigade of missionaries gaining momentum on these authority levels soon to be facing annihilation. And if you dare double cross and betray my trust by sneaking back to your comfortable nest, never being forewarned about methods of trickery prohibited on this journey, you'll be labeled wanted dead or alive, and when found disabled from the neck down and unable to retaliate, the pain will be excruciating for you. I don't feel sorry for you. That's what you get for attempting to match perfection, idiot, and sabotage. You'd have armed yourself with more reliable fucking protection. But wait, not so fast, paper press that fast with some kind of convincing inspiration. This could have been prevented, nonetheless remain unsentimental. Thou shalt not repent thee like genuine inspiration. And fuck knows we can do a hell of a lot less use, jeopardizing one's own existence. Another statistic, the system pumped up the irks and pampered. However, they can't hide in their institutions forever, yet the forever institutionalized keep recruiting potential consumers with mind manipulation techniques held at concentration camps. Taught tricks of their trade and assigned positions each division where lies the latest fresh crop of slaves. Generating same old regularities, changing only as order format, confuse the regulars, preoccupy with new technologically advanced methods of learning. Their way, and there you stay, up until it's time for evaluation, and your predecessor decide if you meet criteria. If not, what's the most probable occupation? No appreciation for diversity of humanity being played like puppets on a string to the extent of everyone acting the same way. Bunch of arrogant fucking pricks with one intention, their efforts benefit elite organization, globalization before they get rich. Objective here is to hopefully replicate that cycle successfully and turn debilitating the unemployed to near non-existent. But tell me, who can you possibly pass on your propaganda to when laying crippled in the household you're raised in, being pampered by your old lady, hoping the fuckers you backstab don't find you? And when head honchos this, corporation are found and forced in the same predicament, that's when I can finally slumber peacefully. It's too late for you there, pups. You're already tits up.
This is the introduction to the realization itself. And I know that the brutal truth may hurt a lot of you, but that's the way she's gonna be, babes. Toodaloo. Toodle-bejesus low.
Injustice will be devoured in manholes of holders, scum after man-made structures scatter in jester showers globally revitalizing the walking dead when truth unfolds.
And no water will never run out here. I think I'll stay until those filthy humans decide to excavate and create minimal space and livelihood to the extent where I have to migrate in territories that aren't worth shitting on. Living on another herd stomping grounds momentarily result in a bloodbath eventually and soon enough become forgotten hunger for the victor. And probably a National Geographic exploitation scenario depicting humanoid's translation of a struggle to replicate his entertainment directed to a very cruel, cold-hearted, selfish medium. Neglected were all he as I seen him last week pointing those cameras and guns at us. Ain't afraid of those puppies, you may kill me brothers and sisters with them, you can't get all of us. And rugged lands of third world battlefields, a fixation maze of faces, I'm unchained, I hate them, they'll warm the welcome, degraded us with lopsided preconceptions, ran the presses narrow-minded with no hesitation. Racism or destructive proclamations don't exist in my realm of fact gathering, that's key to survival. All I gather is body for body, and if you don't belong to yours, then kill them before they kill you. When they do, they're savagely unsentimental. So I should act differently, roaming your vicinity, decide to slaughter the cash crop cattle. Rebel and retaliate against those who tamper with my conditioning. Oppression is preferably adaptable. After winning back dignity, I'm slowly beginning to rethink my destiny. Little by little, learning along the journey is not killing warm-blooded animals such as myself. After all, wasn't their doings that moved me into the prairies and plains. It was cold-hearted Homo sapiens haven't seen the glory days since we reigned as king. When I coordinate order of tribes in case of infiltration attempts by walk creature from opposite side of the fence in an effort to prevent us from running wild, I guess that same intimidation method once utilized by us to scare out them totally undermined smarts against strength factor when them bloody wolves came in. Decrease companions to a minimal. After the old element surprise eventually killed them all. Now I run solo through hectic environment, dodging 22 shells and disease contractions. Bacterial infections attributed to mankind affecting ecosystem. And these wildlife federations claiming the fight is on to preserve our continuity makes you wonder often who they're really fighting for. When I see Endangered Species t-shirts, and on the front there's a picture of me. But I'm a smart lad, me son. Cold War didn't stop for me, babes.
I've trained myself personally to obtain total dominance over these cocksuckers who've decided to make a full-time duty patrol these very grounds, enabling my kind to run freely. Now you see me, now you don't.
It's so hectic.
Ancestors press resit to the long to be beneficial and praise dismissal of their own, only to stress aggravation.
I haven't seen freedom in a while. I haven't seen freedom, period.
It's so gratifying to defeat oppression.